We never found him. They found the torso about 10 years later. The tow truck driver was not amused. He just gave us so much shit. This spare tire didn't fit. I gotta run over to the junkyard and get another one. But one of y'all gotta come with me, this guy. And I'm looking at the bass player. And I'm just saying with him with my ass, please don't make me go. Please don't make me go. And disappears for 45 minutes.
So is your new bass player, or was he better?
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the Riffs and
Rhythms podcast. I'm Paul Robertson,
and I'm Kevin McLaughlin. How's it going, Paul?
I'm doing great. My belly's full. We just ate some gyros. Heroes.
Yes, everybody says it different. Euros,
Lamb shavings.
Yes. No, it's
and a pita.
It's a huge thing with PETA because the rare spiral-horned Euro is a type of goat, and it's been hunted to extinction in Greece, but you can find them in certain other continents, and it's been a huge controversy.
I don't know, Devon.
It's a small tube-shaped animal.
It smells like a lot of.
Yeah, they just put them right on a spire and shave them apart for your sandwich. Yeah.
Cut off. Yeah. So we start off right with a little bit of food, and as opposed to
Greek food.
Usually we eat later after taping podcast and
It's
much later at night.
It's bad for your health to eat right before bedtime.
Right.
So break that habit.
Yep. Stop eating after 8, 10 o'clock. Anyway, so
what about drinking?
Drinking, you should do that regularly.
Even when you're
right
sleeping.
before bed?
Absolutely. I drink all the way up until I drop my glass because of my sleep.
Yeah, I think the more you drink, the sooner the bedtime comes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
For sure. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Keep it up. So welcome back to the podcast there.
Yeah, what have you been up to this week?
Oh, it's been a little bit of interesting things. We had our last week's episode. It was almost like a guys podcast episode. We had almond.
You could say sausage party.
It was a sausage party.
Yeah. So
we
speaking
were
of that,
celebrating the loss of our couch.
yes, and tonight we're taping again. The show is July 22nd.
Is that word taping still appropriate?
Recording?
Because there's no tape involved.
I don't know.
We're not using magnetic
Little do you
tape.
know, after we record, I go home and I put it all to tape too.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
to have a archive
he's such a nerd.
No,
so.
it's more like
The tape gives it that nice warm
our
analog
equipment-
sound.
Yeah. Our equipment cases are held together with tape. Mm-hmm. So it could be that.
Yeah. So well, I stopped by Devon or the Ghost and the Pistachio open mic last night.
Yeah, how did that go?
It was fun. It was a good turnout there. You know, we had a fun
No,
time.
it wasn't.
All right, well, I was trying.
It was fun.
I was trying.
It was fun.
It wasn't a bad turnout. We've had worse turnouts.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah, I showed up.
It wasn't a great turnout. It was a slow night. Let's be real,
that's
but it
true.
was good. There was some talent there for real.
Yeah.
You, Ian, eat my words.
Your Pokemon
Wendy?
card lady.
The One Piece card,
Yeah.
Nicole.
Yeah, she could sing.
She can.
Yeah, and then your friend, the girl that did a lot of laughing, the white lady rapper.
She is giggly.
So, yeah.
And you're hearing the voice of our astute crew over there. That's Devon, the Ghost on the ox.
That's right.
And we've got Mr. Almond Pistachio.
So I think now
They
if
call me Almond Pistachio sometimes.
They do. That's actually his name.
so, I think speaking of the Ghost, it's been how long you been with us, Ghost? Devon, whatever
Who's
your name is?
keeping track?
For a while now.
Yeah.
You've
It's
been,
been
for
a
a while
while.
now.
It's been 4 months, 3 days, 16 hours, and 22 seconds.
Okay,
It's been like 4 years.
okay. So that's I think you've made the mark. So Devon,
I'm earning that 401k.
well, we don't have a 401k, but Kevin and I did talk earlier, and we would like to let you know.
This is usually how people get fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is starting to sound ominous.
I would like to let you know you've been promoted to listener.
You've been yes. Yeah, you forgot your keys.
No,
You almost made that. That's where you almost ended up. Yeah, go ahead.
He's slowly and poorly building up to the fact that we want to put your name on the front of the show as part of the credits.
Hey, that'd be cool.
So
Thank you.
you're
Yes.
welcome. Yeah. So provide your little clip of your opening credits. You move from the end of the credits now up. So now I guess we move Almond. We'll move Almond.
To the top.
Yeah.
Isn't that a Drake song? Working.
Start from the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're formalizing our relationship with the Ghost
Hell
on the
yeah.
Ox.
Yeah. So yeah. So check out his podcast. He's going to drop I think about 50 episodes because he can try to catch up to our.
About 50. It's not 50.
Dude, man, he got a little testy there.
It's not
Struck a
50.
nerve.
It's like
How many episodes are we ahead of the Ghost on the Ox?
not that many.
But he said he was going to.
We're about to put out episode 80, I think.
Oh yeah. See, they're right behind us.
Yeah. Well,
What is this?
Tonight is
99?
94.
There's a lot of
94.
episodes.
We got to start planning our 100th.
We talked
episode.
about it. Remember?
What are we going to do for 100
But
episodes?
Did we do
will
a
say-
live show in the award show? We talked about that. We're gonna do an award show for the
gonna do
100th
an
episode.
award
I will say I'm on
pressure.
episode 80 formally, but there's a lot of unnumbered episodes that are like
Oh my.
Oh, here we
box
go.
thoughts and bonus content and things. So I count those two.
And he was trying to size up the length of his videos to ours. He's like, "Oh, and how long is your videos? Mine is like 5 hours." And
3.
yeah, because you guys.
Yeah, how long is yours compared to ours?
The podcast?
So also we've got something going on today that's worth talking about. We actually have a guest in the room this week.
Well, before you do get there, one more thing to add there. So I'm gonna slow. So we got framed. So I did a little work.
Oh my.
I took our posters.
Oh, okay.
So
Starting with Nico's titanium tart.
That one may actually go back to the house since it's signed by Nico.
No, you got to leave it here now that we've shown it on the podcast.
No. So we do have our framed, our other one, our Riffs and Rhythms
Hell
there.
yeah.
So we got that as well too.
Ooh.
And I actually bought specifically a 12 by 12
Oh, look at that.
of Bobby's and Jim's band, Satan's Taint.
Absolutely. I think we're going to make that. We're going to make these guys sponsors of
of
our
the-
church group.
So yeah, so we got some frames to hang up in the room now. So if you're going to be on the podcast, make sure you bring a show poster, and we'll hang it up on the wall here.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And maybe we'll recycle and put them in the bathroom on the wall there. Give you something to look at.
Yeah, something to stare at.
So anyway, let's get back to our guests.
We got
Sorry.
to do that thing that I've heard the story that there's this restaurant that I don't remember where it is, man, but it's like they have a hidden thing in the bathroom where if you like peek under it's like a scantily clad woman, or in the women's it'll be like a hot dude or whatever, and if you like peek under the little thing that you pull up to show where their dick would be, it like sets off an alarm in the restaurant. We got to do that.
Oh,
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, okay. We'll do that.
Let us know how that
We're gonna
works.
Find something. Pull the string, lift the skirt.
Yeah.
Get your picture taken.
That's the face, the shocked face. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Our guests can say, "What did I get myself into?" So
He's already he's on his second drink. He's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking
wow,
of
call
guests,
him out like that.
Well, would you like to introduce our guest?
Yeah, sure. So on the podcast tonight, we have Adam Douglas. How you doing, Adam?
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Excited to be here.
Yeah.
Welcome, Adam Douglas.
So we did a song review. We did our signature segment that we do.
Oh
Riffs.
God, please be nice.
Well, no, yeah, no.
Well, you'll find out how we review songs. It's a unique way to
yes,
do it.
right. We're not going to tell you how we.
That's why he didn't watch any episodes.
Yeah, that's right,
Because
yeah.
he was afraid to
Nervous.
hear what we had to say about him.
Yeah. We don't review songs with the guests of their own music. You know, obviously
Right.
obviously because that'd be awkward, right? You know, and
Of course.
for some.
Yeah.
You know, Kevin's the only one that went through that.
I went through that.
Yep. It's his
How
show,
was
so
it,
he
Kevin?
can do what he wants.
It was uncomfortable. And mainly because I made a lyrics video specifically to be reviewed, and I forgot to put the lyrics on it.
He did it in invisible ink.
Yeah, it was. But I got all kinds of new videos out now.
I
I want a do over on a music video review.
Okay. All right.
Because
Yeah.
now I have decent ones.
You got some good
Do we have
production.
Do we have to open it up to other artists to be like, I want to redo?
If you get a better video, we can review it.
So-
People release new music all the time.
Yeah, for sure. So
How about you? When was the last time you released a new
When was the last
music?
time I released new music?
Or even
man.
old music, if you released it. When,
I
after
guess
it
the
was-
last music I released was old music because I don't think I've released an album since 2017, maybe. I did a lot of recording in 2020 during. I was living in New York City at the time, and everything was shut down. But I just never got around to releasing it. So I guess I probably should do that. I just, the whole thing with recording music is you put all this time and effort into recording it and getting it mastered and getting it out onto the internet. And by the time you've done all that, it's like I at least have written another album's worth of music that I want to start writing and recording and playing in bands. And it's this never ending backlog of things that God, was that 8 years ago? 2017, 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Mine.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I got to get on that. I'll get on that.
All right.
It's easy to let things, sit on the shelf for a while.
Indeed it is.
Because, I'm in the midst of making my second album, and I left the country on tour for a while, and I'm having trouble getting myself back in the mindset of recording.
It is a whole art in and of itself, and the art of recording is very different from the art of writing and the art of performance and the art of practicing. They're all very different mindsets that you have to get into, and me personally, at least, I find I get into the vibe of one thing and sort of neglect the others, and then oh my God, I've been writing so many songs, I haven't practiced at all in 3 months. I got to start practicing. And then I'll be practicing for a while. And I'm like, oh my God, I've not written a song in 3 months. And then I'll get back into the writing thing, and then start recording them. And it's this never ending, never ending battle of what should I be doing right now, and not enjoying the moment and just doing the thing.
That is a pattern of highly productive people.
I not with me at least.
Well, highly productive people. Well, think about it this way. I was dealing with some auto repairs today. So, when you're in the zone of doing something, you need to stay and continue to do that. Because when you do an auto repair, a little bit here and a little bit there, when you start, you got to bring all the stuff out. You got to get it all set up. You got to get your mind right. And then you work a little bit. And then when you haven't finished it, then you take everything and put it away. And you spend half of your time setting up and tearing down and not getting things done.
Right.
So if you it's a trait, it's a habit, it's an important habit of highly productive people to stay on a stream for a while, and you get a pattern, you can start banging stuff out.
I know. In all seriousness, no. I certainly find myself doing that kind of thing, and it's funny the way the mind can just get into an inspired mode and do those sorts of things. Write a bunch of tunes in one setting, practice for many hours a day in one setting, whatever the case may be. Was it last year? I think it was last year or the year before. I watched that Beatles documentary, Get Back. Phenomenal documentary if you haven't seen it. The highlight being, the moment they capture Paul writing the song Get Back, and it turns from this improvised thing into, okay, I got a couple lyrics, and it gradually morphs into the song that we know. Man, that was so inspiring. I finished watching the documentary. It took a week or so of watching it, an hour a day. Finished the documentary and wrote a song every day for the next week. Just sat down, wrote a song. Okay, cool, got one. Next day, sat down to play guitar, wrote another song. Next day, sat down to play guitar, wrote another song. Literally for 6 days in a row, six songs in 6 days. And it's just funny how you can find yourself in those kinds of modes, and then, what was the other thing? The other thing that happened. No, that was 23. That was 23. 24. A similar thing happened. I got really, really sick, and I had bronchitis, and the doctor gave me this and that and the other thing, including steroids, prednisone. So I'm taking this prednisone, it makes you all amped up. So guess what I did? Was when I was on the prednisone, wrote 3 songs in 5 days, or 5 songs in 3 days, or something like that. I mean,
that's great.
It's amazing why so many artists were on coke, right? Get all that stuff getting done.
Yeah, that helps you
So
get
I
a lot
hear.
done.
So I hear.
Yeah, people have told me about that.
Yeah.
I like to mix on Pepsi.
But yeah, isn't it funny that watching that process, they're just sitting around a studio for a couple days, and it was like, don't you wish you had that ability? And again, that's the Beatles at the end of their time. But
It was beautiful to see what an efficient unit of creativity that they were by that point. And you know, I was a little like, man, what did I get myself into for the first hour? You know, the first hour there, you know, I think they hadn't played in about 6 months, and they're rehearsing old tunes, and it's a lot of stop start. No, I thought we were doing that 4 times. We're doing it 8 times. You know, stuff like that. Standard band things that you know, if you've played in bands, you're like, oh my god, why am I watching these people do this? I do this every weekend anyway. But man, once they kind of once they got the rust off and started really cranking into the tunes, it was such a cool thing to see. I had no idea. I had no idea that John and George were playing so much bass while Paul was playing piano. That had never occurred to me. I guess I never really got that deep into the Beatles, and it was cool to see them all like playing kind of the same instruments. John and George were both playing that Fender Bass 6 when they would do the bass lines for when Paul was playing piano. So I just gone into it thinking they were more set in their roles as instrumentalists than more so rotating. All the rotating, which is also really cool.
Yeah, no doubt. The best part of that was actually watching probably what will always be known as the greatest band in the world, actually creating the greatest songs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But there was a side plot on that I found really interesting. It made me feel a lot better because I'm always planning events, and my ideal, I start with the ideal and then work down to what I can actually do. And with their concert, the original concept was they were going to go and do it in the middle of the desert somewhere in the Sahara.
Right.
And then finally it eroded down to, well, let's just go up on the roof and do it.
Right.
So that I found comfort in that because that often happens with my plans.
This is just too much to deal with. Can we just go play?
yeah,
Yeah.
they get shut down pretty quick.
And
Which is funny,
even the Beatles got caught and shut down by the cops, which was very interesting.
Right.
It's a Billy Preston.
I always say it's not you can tell it's a good party because the cops show up.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so that part of that process, right? So you mentioned, let's kind of bring it back. So you mentioned you were in New York. So
I lived in New York City for about 10 years.
right,
Yeah.
but you're originally from here, West Palm.
Born and raised in Palm Beach Gardens.
Okay.
Went to Gainesville, and I was there for 6 years. I attended the University of Florida, and while in Gainesville, I started playing in a band that was doing fairly well. And so after I graduated, I stuck around in Gainesville for another 2 years and continued playing with that band. When that band ended, I went up to Boston. I was in Boston for 10 years. And then moved down to New York City, was there for 10 years, and returned to the South Florida area about 3 years ago in 2022.
So New York and Boston, all music though, or is it?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I haven't had a traditional day job since probably 2003 or so, I would guess. Just been doing-
Good work.
Nice.
Good job.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's always a challenge. You know, there's always challenges to face in this line of work, but I am eternally grateful that I've been able to avoid that kind of thing. You know, when I first moved to Boston, I was working for a healthcare finance company doing filing. I mean, it was the most god awful work you could possibly imagine. You know, just literally just alphabetizing files. I would have dreams. Oh God, I have dreams where I was like looking through files and finding the names of people I knew from like high school and elementary school. Oh wow, this person. Oh, it was awful.
Wow.
And then
Johnny has syphilis.
No wonder.
Johnny owes money on that dental X-ray machine that he financed back in 1998. And I did that, and I was working as a barback in a jazz bar as well, which was very cool because I was studying jazz and trying to do the jazz musician thing. So I was trying to do the one ear thing with the headphones, but it wasn't really working. It's good to hear the ambient noise too. Sometimes I've given up on that idea. So I was working as a bar back in a jazz bar, and that was just such a cool thing to experience because I was studying jazz, trying to get better at that style of music. And what better way than to be constantly immersed in it when you're doing your shitty job, taking glasses away from people and filling ice trays and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've never been in a place where the arts and sciences were at a higher level than in Boston.
It's such a beautiful
And
city.
music.
It's such a beautiful city. I mean, there's such a high level of performance there, and I don't strictly mean musical performance. I mean people doing their thing, performing at the highest level. It's just such a cool thing, and I cannot stand the weather. It's just way too cold there.
And you flew south for the winter. Insane.
20 degrees with, when a 30-mile-an-hour wind hits you and it just takes your breath away. Oh man, I can't handle that. And then the spring and fall too, you get the 30 degrees with 30-mile-an-hour winds and sideways rain, and I would come down here and just everything was green, and you could go to the beach on Christmas Day and that kind of stuff. I was like, why do I live here? Meaning Boston, not South Florida.
Right.
Right.
But they're different places. They're different places, and in both of those cities, both New York and Boston, have changed a lot in the past 5 years, especially with COVID and gentrification and all that kind of stuff. They're very tough places to live in as an artist, and I commend anyone who's doing it there. And I talk to my friends that live in places like Boston and New York City and SoCal and those places that have been traditionally meccas for music, and I tell them about the things that are going on here in South Florida, and they're like, "Wow, dude, you have it made." I think we really have a gem of a music community down here. There's a lot going on. There are a lot of really talented people. There are a lot of really great venues here, and I'm really happy to be back and being taking part in this amazing scene.
Yeah. So speaking of one of the venues that's how we kind of crossed paths. You were playing a fourth Flag Day, June.
Oh, right, the Flag Day thing at Northwood Art and Music.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's Joe is such a great guy. He is he's just an example of just a class act in this area. He's so incredibly supportive of the arts. Not I mean the name of his venue sums it up. Right there, art and music. I mean, it's such a great place for artists to thrive. Such a great place for musicians to thrive. As far as musicians go, I'm sure you guys have played there. He's got a full back line, so all I have to bring is my amp. All my bass player has to bring is his amp. Drums, PA, all there.
Really? I'm not familiar with this place you're talking
Oh,
about.
it's a great spot.
It's a very funky, cool vibe.
Very, very cool spot. I have a good buddy of mine who, it started. We've been playing together back since our Boston days. We lived in Boston around the same time. We lived in New York City the same time, and I had been here for less than 6 months. I had been here just a few months, and he called me up and he's like, "Adam, I think it was around December of 22, which that probably put it around the 6 month mark or so." He calls me up and he's like, "Adam, it's 20 degrees here. It's gonna be -5 tonight. Do you have any gigs that I can come down and play?" I'm like, well, I got this one. It'll probably cover the cost of your flight. He's like, "Yeah, I'm done. I'm coming down. Put me down for drums." I'm like, "All right, cool." And it's built up from that, and he's a good buddy of mine. His name's Rob Mitzner. He comes down probably every 3 months or so, does my gigs, and Northwood Art and Music is his favorite place to play. He absolutely loves that venue. He specifically asks, like, are we playing at Northwood this time? Are we playing at Northwood this time? It's just such a great scene. The crowd is so supportive there. I'm not really a beer drinker. I'm more of a rum guy, but he says the beer selection is amazing. They've got James Noble's beers there, so that's always a good choice. And it's just this cool, like, I wouldn't say it's a Quonset hut because it's got the A-frame
It's like
sort
a
of construction.
barnish kind of.
You feel like you're playing in like a theater.
It's very
kind of
open.
thing.
Yeah.
Very old Florida. He's got the surfboard on.
Northwood Art and Music.
Northwood Art and Music. Yes.
So you also on that bill was Bethany Lynn with Hot Toddy,
Oh,
past guest.
Yes.
yeah,
So
Bethany's.
She's great.
Yep.
Bethany's on the schedule for the festival.
Yep. So, and then Apostoli. I saw Apostoli play.
Oh, he's tremendous.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
His band was so good.
He's also on the festival as
Yeah,
well.
he's
too.
on the list. Yeah.
So yeah, so it was a cool event. I was out of town, but I know that's how we connected because there's a couple charities that were part of the event.
Right.
One of them was Network for Making Change. I think I'm saying it right. That's friends of ours, Mr.
So they take
Mari.
dollar bills and they turn them into coins.
Yes,
That is
change.
an
Yeah,
important
making-
charity.
Yes. Network for Making Change, yeah. Like at the arcade.
Oh
yeah.
wow, why would they do that?
Hey,
4 quarters is the same thing as $1.
So that's
it's important service.
I guess
part
people
of
need laundromat change and parking meter change.
Yeah, it could be that.
So,
Yeah.
so they also have an indoor and an outdoor stage. So were you playing inside or in the container?
On the Flag Day Flag Day event, we were indoors.
Okay.
I've always played indoors when I've done gigs with my band there. I've done gigs with other groups there as well. And one of them was a jazz and blues festival that he put on, and we did do the outdoor thing.
Okay.
I know indoors has the PA system,
Okay.
which is the biggest sell for me. If I don't have to bring the PA, that's like, yeah.
See, I don't know. I think it would be a great venue for the Blues Society, but I don't know if that's too far south now to reach for
Right.
Treasure Coast Blues Society. But I think it'd be a great venue, though.
I met Brian Shaw recently. He's a great dude. Yeah.
He's on. He's going to be
Yep, he's
guest
on the board.
next. The board and coming up next guest.
Oh,
So, yeah.
no shit.
Oh, they're
Okay, tell him I
next?
said hey.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
The sweet release is coming up, and so that's going to be an interesting show. But yeah,
Oh, that's great.
Cool.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
cool. So so that was a cool event. That's a unique place. Parking's a little tough though. I think down at that location because it's somewhat industrial area and
I don't know because the bands park in the back to load in,
Right.
so I have not had issues with parking
Yeah.
other than I think maybe once they forgot to unlock the gate that we
Okay,
go through and
yeah.
I had to drive around and get someone to unload. Such a huge inconvenience.
Yeah, because they usually park the food truck right in the backside too.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
No,
it's pretty
it's, and that's another thing too about that gig. Easy load in. The PA system is there. The drum kit is there. Drummers just have to bring cymbals, hi-hat clutch, snare. I just bring my amp and pedals. The bass player just brings his amp and pedals.
Yeah.
He can't make it any easier.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of venues are starting to have really good setups for like Double Roads here. I know they've got a pretty good setup here. The PA system, sound system, drums already. And all
I
that.
haven't played there yet. I remember Double Roads was what you used to call
Wolfies.
that stretch. No,
Yeah,
the
oh.
name Double Roads.
Oh, you're going way. Oh, you're going way back. Okay.
Yeah. That
Tell the
used to
story,
be-
yeah.
That used to be the stretch of road. I think it was at one point A1A, but I think now it's Ocean Drive or Ocean Boulevard or something. It's that stretch of road right on the beach from I think Marcinski or Donald Ross up to around Carlin Park or so. And that was a popular surfing area back in the 80s and 90s, and they called it Double Roads. And I can only assume that that's since they're located right there on that stretch of what would have been Double Roads back in
Right.
the day, is where they got the name from.
Yeah. I think we talked a little bit about that with Bryce. When Bryce was on the show, he was talking a little bit about Jupiter, kind of way back Jupiter
Those
stuff.
were my
Yeah.
stomping grounds. I was an avid surfer when I was a kid, and spent a lot of time on those beaches. That too has changed. And not as much as some areas, but it has changed a lot. There's not as much, but there are a lot more condos and stuff there. But they're not making it insane like Fort Lauderdale or anything like that, or
Right.
Miami. But
There's nothing on the ocean side, thankfully.
yes,
but it's
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And that's and I've been talking to some people recently up north just about beach. The weather has been so great lately. Just talking about beach related things, and that's another really unique thing to Florida is the the public beaches that we have. And Jupiter Beach parking is completely free. There's no meters or anything like that there. And then up north, if you buy beachfront property, the property is yours to the low tide mark. Meaning, if you're walking on the beach, you're on private property, and you could potentially be arrested for trespassing. I believe in Florida, and I'm not up on this kind of stuff. The laws may have changed. I believe in Florida, it's to the high tide mark. So in theory, if you're walking on wet sand through past private property, you're fine. There's nothing anyone can do about that, and that's a big selling point for living in Florida, vacationing in Florida, going to the beach in Florida, as opposed to places like Long Island, where you have completely private stretches of beach.
Yeah, yeah,
and Southern California too.
yeah. Because you right. What controls it is the beach access. Right, so the beach you can walk on. But maybe getting to it is, limited on, like you see public access, little cut throughs,
right. And then, I mean, one of the things I experienced living up north was, I went to, when I was living in New York City, some people I knew were saying, oh, don't go to Coney Island, don't go to Far Rockaway, you got to go to Long Beach. That's the really nice beach. Go out there, take the LIRR and make a day of it. I'm like, all right, cool. I like good beaches. And I go out there and spend whatever $30 on the commuter rail out there, get out to the beach, and it's like a $15 charge to just go onto the beach. I'm like, what? I'm not paying this. This beach sucks.
Oh wow!
You said how much?
It was like $10 or $15 or so.
$15 access fee to the beach.
Access fee to the
So,
beach. Yeah.
I lived in Daytona Beach for a while. There was plenty of public beach access. Of course, most famous beach or whatever. But it's $20 if you want to park on the beach.
yeah. If you
Because
put your
there's
car,
parts of it you can drive on.
Yeah.
and stuff.
Right.
But most of the driving sections were limited to like certain stretches and stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking on the topic of private versus public, there were a lot of times where friends and I would just like walk through the lobbies of condos and stuff to go into the beach, just because like they're not going to stop you most of the time.
somebody please pull up the police record for the ghost, please.
What record?
Yeah. But
Been
yeah,
expunged.
but you're right. It's the difference of I lived in Jersey till I was 17, moved to Florida, and anytime I've been back up there, I'm like I couldn't move back. It's just too gray. It's just again, you live in Florida. It's like I said, green. It's open. It's
Except tonight.
The thing that I like about the North and anywhere like in the Northeast is that whatever you want is close. Like people in the Northeast, especially New England, if they got to drive 15 minutes to go get a bagel, like they're not going to do it. But here, like to get a decent bagel shop, you got to drive like for hours.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a commute to Miami, an hour and a half commute. God forbid, people in Florida, that's way too much. But if you live up north, that's normal.
Yeah, it's good. I guess it's kind of both because like every corner has a bakery. You can go get a hard roll or whatever.
Well, from what I understand, and this is my buddy Rob that I was telling you about that comes down to visit. We found a place that makes bagels out of water that they import down from New York City, and apparently it's like the pH and mineral content of this water that gives the bread in New York City, i.e. the pizza and the bagels.
I've had people tell me about this place actually.
It gives it their. I don't want to necessarily mention any names. Like you said, they're not sponsoring us.
I'll go.
Brooklyn Water Bagels.
Oh yeah, there's one in Port St. Lucie now. I think.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
Yep, there
we've
is.
been meaning to go to that because that's what I assumed it was
The bagels
all about.
the bagels are quite good. It reminds me of a New York City bagel for sure.
Yeah.
They should do pizza too.
Well, they could, they could just use Dasani because that's just simply New York City tap water.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, there goes that sponsor.
But
We were so close to getting him on the festival.
but New York City tap water, the municipal water supply in New York is an award. It's like one of the best in the world. And it's an award-winning municipal water supply.
So what makes those bagels so good is that fluoride in the water.
No. No.
Is that why I have autism now? So
What?
too soon.
Wow. Last week it was Kevin's peanut butter allergy rants, and now it's going to be about.
Yeah, fluoride. Apparently, who knew fluoride was a neurotoxin?
Am I getting an angry
I
letter
don't
from a
know.
lawyer now?
Yeah, right. So no, yeah, there's a lot of those nuances about the north and the south.
This is
and
what happens when you drink too much fluoridated water.
All Our tchotchkes from the bands are starting to grow.
the
aren't they?
tchotchkes are growing.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
sign that we're made it.
this is a lunatic's chicken. And it's got a look of astonishment on his face because it expects you to choke it any second.
They always do.
Right?
So, what would you describe your music then as?
Well, that's a great question. I love talking about this kind of stuff. So, I do a few different things. My main thing that I want to do is compose original music. And I'm a big fan of jazz and I'm a big fan of rock. And I've put a lot of time in composing original songs in both genres. And I'll do the cover band thing because there's a lot of that type of work around here. And I'll do gigs playing jazz standards, gigs playing I try to avoid the standard bar fare like Honky Tonk Women and Mary Jane's Last Dance and those kinds of tunes when I do cover gigs. But yeah, I would say it's kind of split down the middle between composing jazz tunes and composing original rock songs. I've always been a big fan of like weird, interesting sounding compositions. When I was trying to get deeper into music and figure out more things about music, I discovered bands like Frank Zappa and Fish that the earlier stuff that had those really complex, intricate guitar compositions. And I was like, man, that is just so cool. How do you write something like that? How do you approach composing something like that? And in getting into the deeper study of music, that's how I found jazz improvisation and the study of jazz harmony, and all of that stuff does is contribute to the songs that you're composing. I love improvisation as well, but none of that stuff means anything if you don't have a tune to play it on, and that's why guys like Thelonious Monk, so many of his tunes are played on a regular basis on jazz gigs. That's why the Grateful Dead, so many people are dedicating their entire band to playing nothing but those songs. They're great tunes. They're really, really good tunes, and that type of songwriting, that sort of weird, quirky, sometimes complex, sometimes not. That's what I've tried to do with my stuff, whether it's the jazz compositions or like the rock songs. And then not that I'm deliberately trying to be complicated either. Some of my least favorite bands are bands that are doing things deliberately. For example, I feel like U2 is writing songs deliberately for the sake of being simple. I heard something that Bono does not let the guys come to him with songs that have more than 3 chords. And
I don't know. I liked U2 back in the beginning before they knew how to play. They sounded their songs were way better before they knew what they were
Sunday
doing.
Bloody Sunday is a great tune.
Great song.
New Year's Day is an amazing tune. Yeah. And again, it's not necessarily about the 3 chord thing. It's the placing limitations on creativity, because on the flip side to that, when I was trying to find more interesting music, more complicated music, and figure that kind of stuff out, I discovered the band Yes, and I got really, really into those guys for a while. I had a bunch of their albums, learned a bunch of their songs, and then kind of stopped listening to them, and then revisited the tunes. And I put on what was once my favorite album by them, Close to the Edge. And after 5 or 6 minutes of the first song, I was just like, no. Which again is kind of just the opposite end of the spectrum from U2, just complicated stuff for the sake of being complicated. And what I found myself over the years, for me at least, that holds up is listening to tunes that are just good musicians playing. And sometimes it's complicated because they're good musicians, and sometimes it's not complicated because it's just music. The Dead and Steely Dan being great examples of this. Both of those bands have incredibly complicated songs that are incredibly difficult to learn how to play. And And then they also have songs that are just like, 3 chords as well. And again, it's that sort of freedom to not have to limit yourself. And that's what I think is important about art in general, and not just music, but any kind of art is having limitations on it. I remember hearing somewhere that it was something along the lines of the greatness of a society can be measured by the art that it has created, and that we're still finding all these like amazing pieces of art that were created by people in Rome. They just recently unearthed some not terracotta, like a tile mosaic from Pompeii that had never been discovered before. Just in the past 2 weeks or so. This thing looks amazing, and that's again a hallmark of how great the Roman civilization was. They were not only concerned about expanding their civilization, but they're also concerned about making sure their people appreciated things aesthetically.
Yeah, so you're talking about the difference between art for art's sake and creating an artistic work for commercial purposes, is what it sounds like.
Yeah. And not that creating art for commercial purposes can't be great. I mean, the Golden Girls, that theme song, that's a great theme song. A lot of these TV show theme songs, man. I would love to write a TV show theme song. Sign me up for that. I hope it's like a 10, 15 season BMF.
Syndication forever.
Yeah, right.
You could write one for us.
I've actually got a melody. There's this melody that keeps popping in my head, and I'm sure you guys get earworms too. It's this melody that pops in my head probably once every 6 weeks or so, and it just stays there for like 3 or 4 days. I'm like, man, I should just write this down and make a chart for it and make my band play it, so that every time the song is stuck in my head, I can torture the rest of the world with this freaking melody, because it's totally like an 80s theme song for a TV show.
Yeah, well, some of our favorite melodies from childhood were television themes.
Right, yeah. I mean, they're the nursery rhymes of they're the nursery rhymes of this time period.
So the song that we reviewed, and we won't get into it because we want you to go back and digest a couple episodes ago.
Hey, we're going to work you for another view.
Yeah.
Of course.
But it was a song, Hypnotize.
Yes.
Okay. This was really a real great treat,
Thank you for that.
is because I remember afterwards, Kevin was listening to the odd time signature, right?
Yeah, that thing changed time signatures multiple times.
A couple of times.
Yeah.
Couple of times.
I keep telling you, it's all 4/4.
Everything is 4/4 unless you count. If you want to count like a big dumb nerd.
Yeah.
But again, now getting a little bit of background on what you're talking about is your influences or the style, and now we get it, right? We don't see very often bands that are local here doing some odd time signature kind of stuff in their original music.
Well, I mean, seven, for example, is easy. 7, you just kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, right. No, I can't think in 7. I just thinking I dropped an 8th note.
Interesting.
The 1 came sooner.
Right.
That's what she said.
Yeah, one of my favorite musician quotes is I was at a Steve Morse clinic. And,
he's so good.
Somebody was like,
Is he still up in Ocala?
I know he's in, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Somebody was, and I can't remember the name of the song. Somebody was like, what time signature is blah, blah, blah in? And I can't remember the name of the song. And he's like, in 4/4. And they're like, what? And he's like, wait. And he starts playing. He's like, oh, well, it drops an 8th note there. Oh, and there's a measure 3. And then, I don't know.
Well, I teach guitar lessons as my day job, and one of the things that I had happen in this is around 2017, 2018. I was still in Brooklyn. A kid came and started taking lessons, and he was completely self-taught. Maybe took a couple lessons as a kid, but then just tab sites, YouTube lessons, that kind of stuff. and he's like, yeah, I'm super into math rock. Here, can you help me figure out the counting on this tune? It's in like 21 or something. I'm listening
Math
to
rock.
math rock, yes. And he's telling
heard that
he's
term.
telling me that some tunes like 21-4 or something, and I'm listening to it. And I'm like, okay, this is just 12 measures of 4/4 and then a bar of 3 at the end. Like, just count it like that. Don't count to
Overcomplicate.
21, man.
Yeah, right.
What do you do when you get to 11? It's like the joke before, 11.
Right.
And a lot of people get hung up on, right, is those odd time signatures that just break it down to a smaller.
It's the old joke about musicians having a hard time counting past 4. I mean, it's fun. It's funny because it's true. You just break it down into smaller chunks, and then another thing, a really good bass player said to me when we were playing together in New York was like, really funny guy, Venezuelan dude. His name is Dan. I was like, man, I don't count this shit, man. I just you just got to feel it like a groove. And I'm like, man, how the I understand that it's necessary to intellectually understand it as a groove and play from feeling, but the fact that he wasn't really counting any of that stuff is mind-boggling to me. The amount of musical talent that goes into just feeling, and we did Hypnotized in that group. The fact that he was going on that tune completely by feel is just mind-boggling to me, because everyone I know that has played that song well has read it and got it off the page into their head via reading, and he's just like, yeah, I just know how it goes.
That's good.
Yeah, Dan's great dude. We're still in touch.
Cool. So, Adam, one of the segments we've got on the show is called Tales from the Road. You got any good road
Tales from the
stories?
road. How much time do I have?
Uh-oh. We do our own episode just on that.
Yeah. Let's see. I've got quite a few. And are there restrictions on like
No.
Crazier the
things I
better.
can say? Okay.
No.
It has to have been on a Tuesday.
So let's see that band. I'm just going back chronologically to the beginning. So that band that I played in, based out of Gainesville, Florida. I say we toured for 4 years because that's a simple way to explain what we were doing. Basically, we started going out. We'd play on Friday in Gainesville, and then Saturday go to Jacksonville or Savannah, and then meet a band in Savannah, and they're like, oh, we're playing in Macon next week, and you want to come open for us? And then we go, do Thursday in Macon, Friday in Savannah, and then Saturday back in Gainesville, and just gradually over the 4 years expanded so that we would go out and do, say, Savannah to Statesboro to Macon and then back to Gainesville, or Savannah to Macon to Atlanta and back to Gainesville. One time we did like Valdosta to Knoxville, Tennessee, over to Mobile, Alabama, and then New Orleans after that.
wow.
So we did a lot of stuff on the road, but we usually came back on Sunday, chilled in Gainesville for Monday and Tuesday, and went back out. And so, we were young kids. We were like 20. I think I was 22 when that band broke up. So we were young, cocky kids. We'd argue about whether or not the sky was blue. No, fuck you. The sky's yellow. That kind of stuff. And it was just like all these games, and it was like shotgun, and someone called blitz and run and tap the car and jump in the car after you call it shotgun. So you had to call shotgun, no blitz. And then the keyboard player had an 88 key Fender Rhodes piano. I mean, that you guys know those things.
a
They
big
probably
one.
weigh 300 pounds. So again, it was Rhodes duty, not it. So you get to the venue, you couldn't call it before you got to the venue. You had to call it once you got to the venue. Like all this stupid shit like that, man. And
God, I have not heard shotgun references in so long.
So we had a Chevy G20 conversion van that we had a 8x10 trailer that we put all the gear in, and no one in the band could parallel park the van with the trailer on it except for me. And the night of this incident, I had already done Rhodes duty, so road screen. I'm not parallel parking the van with the trailer on it and doing road screen. That's that's out of the question. So one of the other guys is parallel parking the van with the trailer on it, and he gets the right rear tire of the van caught up on the curb, and it blows out the rear tire. And we're just like, oh fuck, man, come on, could it get any worse? So two guys are changing the tire, two guys are loading the equipment out of the club, and meanwhile the club owner, this is in Savannah, Georgia. Club owner's just like, oh y'all be fine to get to Atlanta tomorrow and then drive back to Gainesville the next night. You know these spare tires, man, they're made to last. You know you can really get some miles in on them. For dumbass 20-year-old kids, we're like, oh okay, cool. So we drive to Atlanta on this spare tire, and we're right outside of Atlanta where the speed limit drops from 70 to 65. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're like 2 hours outside of Atlanta. I'm like, man, you guys smell that? It smells like burning rubber. Yeah, I smell that too. Yeah, just close the windows. Okay. Get outside Atlanta where right where the speed limit drops.
If you ignore it, it'll go away.
I see nothing.
Yes, and I think I was driving. The wheel starts shaking, like doing that. Oh shit! The spare blew out. Pull over. Probably in the left lane or something. Pulling all the way over to the right in 8 lanes of traffic on a Saturday afternoon going into Atlanta, and by some stroke of luck, at least wound up under an overpass. So we had some shelter if it were to rain because we were there for a while. We were smart enough at that point to have AAA and a cell phone. This is probably like 99, 2000 or so. Call AAA. They send the tow truck driver out. And the tow truck driver was not amused by the fact that we blew out the spare tire. He just gave us so much shit. And this guy, he was just your stereotypical tow truck driver. The stained wife beater, the unattractive appearance, talking about lewd and lascivious activities that he liked to partake in his free time. And now the guys in this band. The bass player is Latino and the keyboard player is Jewish.
Oh boy.
This tow truck driver, after he gets done giving us shit for the spare tire and telling us terrible things, then proceeds to tell us the most racist joke I have ever heard in my entire life. I will not repeat this joke ever again.
Darn.
It was seriously like fucked up, man. Like, wow,
Really?
what the fuck? This was the moment, honestly, this was the moment where I was like, yeah, I got to get out of the South and move to the Northeast or something because there's too many fucking racists here. And so he's like, well, so he's got the spare tire. Tries putting the spare tire on, the one that he brought, and it doesn't fit. The lug nuts line up with the holes in the tire like that or something. He's like, well, this spare tire didn't fit. I gotta run over to the junkyard and get another one, but one of y'all gotta come with me. And I'm just like, oh my god, I'm not going anywhere with this guy. And I'm looking at the bass player, Checo is his name, and I'm just saying with my eyes to him, and this is the Latino guy. And I'm just saying with him with my eyes, please don't make me go. 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 And Checo, this is just the kind of guy that he is. He's like, I'll go. And he jumps to the tow truck with his shady tow truck driver and disappears for 45 minutes.
So is your new bass player, or was he better?
We never found him. They found the torso about 10 years later.
Sounds like a great horror movie.
Right?
So he comes back, and we had another spare tire, and the lug nuts line up like that this time. And then they make a second trip, and then it comes back, and they line up like that. And they make a third trip. Now by this point, it's probably we're still an hour outside Atlanta, and it's like 6 o'clock. We got an 8 o'clock hit in Buckhead, and so we called the club at this point. We're like, hey, we're not gonna make it. And I mean, calling the club to say you're not going to make it, that's like the dog ate my homework. Like, what the hell? Like, you got to show up for the gig. How do you not have a tire on your vehicle?
Right.
So, needless to say, they never hired us again. They meaning Checo and this tow truck driver, they return with, I think, 3 spare tires and 3 donuts. and it's literally just like spare tire number one. Just they're not. It must have been like GMC, Ford, or no, it was a Chevy. So GMC, Ford, whatever, Dodge. Yeah, all the different brands lining up around the whole of the spares like that. 3 different spares. We go through two donuts. Those don't fit. So finally, we're literally on the last donut. Literally on the last donut. And mind you, this is a Chevy G20 conversion van with an 8x10 trailer. Finally, we get a donut to fit on this thing. And we're like, well, we've got a tire on the car now, so that's good news. And by some stroke of luck, by the grace of God, if you believe in that kind of stuff, we get the donut on the car. We're literally limping in the emergency lane, 35 miles an hour with this Chevy G20 conversion van and 8x10 trailer with all the gear in it, with the hazard lights on, cars honking at us as we're going down the road. Literally, the next exit, there's a Walmart with a tire place in it. And by that point, I think the Walmart was closed or something. So we slept in the van last night. Used the proceeds from the gig from the night before to get the tire, and limped back to Gainesville the next morning. It was a very good story.
Oh man.
It was an absolute nightmare, but it makes a really good story now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's no fun at all.
So what did Checo's story? I guess everything.
Everything was fine.
Okay.
It's just a little, just a little shady, little racist.
This wasn't guys from. Oh my God! What am I
Deliverance. Yeah, it wasn't
Thank you,
Deliverance or
Deliverance.
anything like that.
It was Georgia, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, that's kind of crazy. Touring, the road stuff, and
Touring nightmares.
yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, I got more if we have time for it.
Well,
I can
save
keep
it
going.
for save it for the.
Maybe you come back next time and
Yeah,
tell us
absolutely.
another one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah,
happy to
that'd
do
be
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Always happy to talk about the road.
So, real quick, we got another segment here called the MVP of the week. Who do you got a shout out for? Somebody who's like either in the community here you want to recognize, or maybe it was your 3rd grade music teacher that got you into guitar playing, or whatever.
Oh man, what a great question. I'm going to say just the first thing that came to mind was Nico Swarley, the bass player.
Okay.
He runs the Monday Night Ramble up in Terra Firmata in Stewart on Monday night. He hires me for that gig, every 6 weeks or so, let's just call it. And it's a really, really fun gig, and he's curated a really, really cool thing at Terra Firmata on Monday nights. And I went up there last night just to see some friends, and he, was not intending or expecting to play. I know how that thing is, and there's a ton of great players that come that all want to play. And I was like, we saw each other. I'm like, Nico, man, don't worry about getting me up on stage. I do this gig. It's cool. I'm not here to play. I'm here to hang. And he dragged me onto the stage, kicking and screaming, and made me play a few songs. And we had a great time. But he's such a great dude.
Cool.
What exactly is the Rumble? Like, what is this?
Ramble.
Ramble. Sorry. What is this?
So it is, man. It is. I think the coolest thing to do on a Monday night in South Florida. And it might be the coolest thing to do all week in South Florida if you have to take a hit on your Friday or Saturday night to go do this thing on Mondays at Terra. It's worth it. So basically what he does is every week he puts together a different group of musicians, and y'all throw out a few tunes. Oh, do you guys like Stevie Wonder? You know Stevie Wonder tunes? Yeah, I know this and that. Yeah, I know that and this. Oh, yeah, it's kind of like that other Pink Floyd song. Oh, you guys know any Pink Floyd songs? Okay, so we'll do this Stevie Wonder and this Pink Floyd. And you just go and you play the tunes. There's no rehearsal. There's no preparation. You just go and play. And
So
there's
it's a big open jam. That's cool.
there's
Like a curated jam.
I would say it's not an open jam. I would say it's a heavily curated jam with guests.
That's awesome.
And Terra Firmata is just such a cool venue. They, Al and Tom, the guys that are running the bar and the food for this particular night, they're just so incredibly supportive of the live music, and they really encourage the musicians to take things out and explore things, which, if you're doing that on other gigs, then you're going to get fired after the first song, because no one wants to hear a 10-minute version of I Wish by Stevie Wonder, as fun it is to play that. But again, they really encourage the artists to be creative and explore and try new things. And it's become quite a become quite an experience from Monday night. I don't know of another bar or music venue that is that consistently busy on a Monday night. I mean, it's a great overall experience.
So see, Devon, that's what I missed last night. I hung out with you guys.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
Yeah, Mr. Nico. Can't get him
Nico
on.
Swarley.
Can't get him on the podcast or the festival.
Well, we
They're
almost
like
had
we
him
got
on.
too busy for us.
We almost had him on, but
Yeah.
we had to.
Well,
We put him off twice.
He's a great dude, and he's an incredibly talented dude. So he's going to be in demand. So
Yeah.
Sounds like I got to reschedule the day this open mic is on.
Well, just tell.
If
Yeah,
we want people to come out to play.
Just well, I mean, apparently, you got to maybe cater towards the overflow that comes after the show, and just kind of maybe piggyback on some of that.
I mean, if you guys,
know.
Tara has a hard stop at 10:00, and you said you guys are kind of soft on the stop on your end. So if you maybe started at 10, if you guys do a 10 to 1, that I think that would be a very easy opportunity to pick up the overflow from
Send
Tara.
someone over to Tara with some coupons.
Yeah,
Yeah, right? It's good.
So,
yeah, exactly.
Maybe keep your 8 to 10 for the amateur hour, and then you get
10
to
to
the
12 is
hardcore, the real show.
The post ramble.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
That's what we'll call
it's
it.
all.
We'll call it the post ramble.
There you go.
The after
piggyback
ramble.
off of the-
After ramble.
Yeah.
The it's the caliber of musicians that are coming and playing, and again you go up there and you call tunes, and everyone that plays is good enough to, even if they don't know it and kind of know it, to just I've played this before and it sounds great.
Who was the drummer last night? Was it Hosny?
No, it was.
No.
It was Corey Riccardi.
You said
Corey?
Mike.
Yes.
You said, but also Mike played also.
Oh, Lashavo sat in.
Okay.
Lashavo
Okay.
sat in.
Okay.
And he was playing drums while I was playing. And the gentleman that we were speaking about earlier that helps out with you guys' jam session, AJ. Do we talk about him?
Alex.
AJ?
Alex.
No? Okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
AJ was one of the
Okay.
other drummers that I played with while I was there.
Okay.
Corey was on the gig. I didn't play with him last night. He's a phenomenal drummer as well. The
Oh,
band.
I know you're talking about. We were talking about Keith and
Yeah, his
AJ.
buddy. Yeah, his buddy that he went
I
over
don't
there
know
with.
AJ, but I think I know who you're talking
Okay.
about, but I don't know him.
Yeah. It was a lot of the Guavatron guys that were on the gig last night, and it was
okay.
just great stuff. I was again. I went to hang out with friends, and I was like, man, I hope when I'm doing the ramble, it sounds this good, because they sounded fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I haven't checked out some of your fellow Allman Brothers Brothers After All guys are on the ramble.
Oh, yeah. So are they?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the names that are.
I've
like,
never
like-
been to the
like
ramble.
Pete. Yeah.
Oh, you playing Brothers After All?
I used to.
Oh, cool. Cool. I know a few of the
Yeah,
cats.
all
the
good
cats from
guys in that
yeah.
band. Yeah, for sure.
Lashavo plays drums in that one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. So, Adam, what gigs you got coming up here at end of July, beginning of August?
Let's see. So this coming weekend, the podcast won't be out yet, so I don't have to talk about this weekend. The following weekend would be August 2nd, the Saturday, and I will be performing with my band at City Place, which is formerly known as Rosemary Square, formerly known as Rosemary Scare, formerly known as The Square, the place with the fountain and the big brightly colored tree. We play from 6 to 10. And it is a really cool gig. It is a really fun gig because you're right there in that central part of West Palm Beach. You've got the Spanish architecture. You've got the greenery for the city. You've got the palm trees. You've got the fountain. They call it the Tree of Life, the big neon colored tree that changes colors, which I love looking at that thing while I'm playing. It's awesome. So it's a really, really cool spot, and we pretty much have freedom to play whatever we want. So it's a 4-hour gig. The guys I'm playing with currently don't know 4 hours worth of my material yet, but we do the full original catalog, and whatever covers that I like, which is usually the deep cuts from like Steely Dan and Stevie Wonder and stuff like that.
Very cool.
Nice.
All right. Very cool.
So yeah, 6 to 10, August 2nd at City Place. And of course, you can always check adamdouglas.com for more shows. Like me on Facebook and Instagram and social media and all those good things. And don't forget, it's 2 S's. I put the ass into Douglas.
Good to know.
Yo,
Yeah. I hope.
when we were reviewing your song, that wasn't the first time I'd seen your name, and I got you confused with Douglas Adams.
Oh,
I was thinking, wait, did they name this after the author of Hitchhiker's Guide? And then I realized I had to look it up. I realized I got them switched, got them
Oh no,
reversed.
that's right. Yeah, you were like, oh yeah, that is not as. It was just like there was the joke. You'll find out is that it just was. I thought it was a random name of the band, right? It was like
Yeah, I wasn't.
Bob,
I wasn't
right?
I wasn't familiar with you, so I wasn't sure if that was just a name for the band or if that was a person.
Say, hey, which like
that
Hootie,
is
like
just fantastic.
Like
That
Hootie,
is really what I think. Oh, by the way, which one's pink?
Yeah.
it's like Hootie and the Blowfish. Like there's nobody in the band named Hootie or Blow, right? So very cool.
Steely Dan. So which one of you guys is Dan?
Yeah, right.
That's
Come on the
not- that's not
podcast.
what that
So
means.
who is Riff?
Yeah,
and
no.
who's
Yeah, which one is who? So
Yes, I'm Riff, and this is the Kevin and Paul
Paul.
podcast.
That's right. So
And this is Rhythm.
So appreciate you coming on. Yeah, come back next week. We got more to talk about. We want to talk a little bit more. We'll review a song.
Amazing. I can't wait.
So you got anything coming up here at the end of July, August?
Well, August 8th, I'm going to be performing at the Seminole Casino in Brighton.
Oh, okay.
So, and I've got an ongoing series of music video releases, all live music videos. And the next one, we're going to be premiering it as part of the Jams and Cocktails podcast on Wednesday, next Wednesday.
Look who made all the references to Brad this time.
Yeah. So, like when my song Beer 30 came out, like a year and like 18 months ago, like over a year ago, I sponsored I was one of the keg sponsors for this podcast, and he made up like this surprise thing where at Beer 30, this alarm comes on and the clock says Beer 30 and it's and he's been running it all this time, and I finally found out why. It's because he doesn't know how to turn it off.
Oh, we just outed you, Brad.
So he kind of like wrote it into the code somewhere deep, and he can't find it anymore. But it just every time 9:30 comes around, it just goes right in the middle, cuts everybody off. It's hilarious, and I'm grateful that it's still up. It's a cool segment, actually. I like it. But to tie in with that, I'm gonna do the beer sponsorship for August, and the first podcast in August is gonna be the Beer 30 premiere. But I've got 3 premiered already, 4 premiered already, and there's 3 more to go.
Cool. So August
7 in total.
5th, we say?
August 6th,
6th. That's right. Wednesday, August 6th.
a week from tomorrow.
8 p.m. So check it out there. So very cool. So we got a couple of Blues Society stuff. Treasure Coast Blues Society.
Treasure
there.
Coast Blues Society is having its next jam featuring Ralphie and the Jammers.
Okay.
Coincidentally.
August 19th, right?
Is it August 19th?
I think that's
It's coming up. Got to go.
There's definitely a guy named Ralphie in there, right?
Yes. Well, I don't know.
Jam.
Jam.
That's his name. But yeah, Adam is Treasure Coast Blues Society a monthly jam up in Fort Pierce at the Public House. So a really cool
cool.
event.
I've seen that place, yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah, and we're gearing up for our big blues blast, a second annual big blues blast, which will be at Double Roads
but and also
in March or April of next year.
the Treasure Coast Blues Society challenge, right?
Yes,
For the
the
IBC.
Treasure Coast Blues Society has the local blues challenge, which
Right.
sends someone to the International Blues Challenge in Memphis every year.
Yeah. So if you got original music and blues, and
Attention,
can
blues
enter.
players.
Yeah.
There's room on the roster.
so
I got some blues tunes in there somewhere. Maybe
Okay.
I'll look into that.
I can tell you from personal experience, it's great.
It sounds like a real good time.
Yeah, it really is.
So $20 to be a member, and great local thing. You know,
Yeah, $20 for the whole year to be a member of the Treasure Coast Blues Society. And the mantra or the purpose of the Blues Society is to keep the blues alive.
Yep.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Yep. So
And we can't allow that as a genre to fade into the shadows.
yep. So we're not really a whole lot. I don't have any gigs coming up there. Gigs.
And then our own festival is
Our
coming.
own festival, that's
right
right.
down November 7 and 8 on your calendar. You will be at the Martin County Fairgrounds on November 7th and 8th to see the Riffs and Rhythms Music Festival.
Yep.
Part 2.
That hand gesture was a Jedi mind trick, is what he was doing there.
Yes.
So
This is the date you're looking for.
It's not like a Tourette's tick. Don't worry.
Yeah. So 2-day event and 2 stages, a lot of great opportunities. If you're a vendor or anything in between, we're fine.
2 stages and a lot of stooges.
That's right. Double. I thought, Devon, we need to do some of our commercials and say, the double mint twin, double your pleasure, double. We're gonna do double the riffs, double the. Yeah,
Double the roads.
Yeah, rhythms.
Played in double time.
I always thought that it would be cool to have a band play a double Rhodes with 2 keyboard players playing Rhodes pianos. Wouldn't that be cool? The house band at double Rhodes.
Double roads at double roads.
Yeah.
But we could take it a step further than that. There'd be 2 keyboard players, 2 guys playing Rhodes, 2 bass players, 2 drummers, and call it the double Rhodes double trio at double Rhodes.
Are we back to math rock here?
Yes.
Okay.
It made perfect sense in my mind.
Yeah.
Fair
Just
enough.
visualizing it.
It's called
visualizing
6
it.
for short.
Yes. Just don't count that last one.
The double Rhodes double trio.
Well, cool. So this is great. Learning more about you, and again, you're here in the West Palm area, and getting the word out there.
Well,
and-
thanks for having me. I really appreciate
yeah.
it. It's great to be here.
It's definitely cool. Great stories about your road stories. So, all right, we're ready to.
We're dangerously close to bringing this into a close here. A sudden screeching, painful stop. All right. Well, that was it. Get out.
Do we
See
say
ya.
do we wave?
Go
say
away.
bye?
Oh yeah, we can. Or we could do the whole. Do the whole thing. I see Bobby, and I see Cindy, and I see Jeffrey.
Good night, John Boy.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
There you go.
Yeah. Good night and whatever.
There you go. Good night,
All right.
Cleveland.
So, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff there on the B3 Podcast Network, our audio channel there with the Brad Brock Jams and Cocktails show, our show. Drums and Rums, whenever I get around to it, I'll still keep plugging that.
And also Ghost on the Ox. And also come to the Ghost on the Ox open mic at Dirty South after the Ramble.
There you go.
Okay. So, did you just slide in on our podcast network there on the audio?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So, and our YouTube channel. So, yeah. So, like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. We got a lot of cool stuff going on. Patreon, too. We got some stuff out there on Patreon. So, Adam's going to tell us that bad joke, and we'll save it for Patreon. So, you have to subscribe to find out.
Don't worry, I have
how-
a censor button.
Yeah, that was the joke. That's
Again,
hilarious,
You
isn't
missed it. All right. So, let's get out of here. Let's wrap this up here. All right. So, thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm Paul Robertson,
I'm Kevin McLaughlin. This is the Riffs and
Rhythms Podcast. Cheers. Good night.
Cheers.